Hello everyone, it's SandToise, and as you can see, we're playing a little bit of a different game today. Don't worry, this isn't going to replace the Skyblock content. I'm going to keep uploading that every week, but I have a little extra time this week, so I thought I would show you guys another one of the games I really enjoy. So the game today is War Thunder. It's a free-to-play like aircraft and tank simulator. It's on Steam. I think it's really fun. Um, but I've been playing for a while, and I thought, I wanted to add a little bit more variety to my channel, so I figured I would come over to War Thunder today and play a little bit of that. So the plane that I want to play today is this one here, which is the A-36, and this is one of my favorite planes in the US tree. I'm not like super far in the game, but it's pretty early in the tree. Only rank 2, 3.0 battle rating. It's an attacker. And what the A-36 is, it's basically a P-51 Mustang that they changed up a little bit to be better for like ground striking. And as you can see, I can put these extra 50 cal gun pods on the wings. So in total, this thing has, I want to say 10 50 cals. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 50 cals, which is a lot. But you can also put like bombs on it and stuff. So this thing can do some awesome work as a ground attacker. But yeah, I had myself in the squad from a couple games ago, but for now we're just going to go in by ourselves, and I think I'll show you guys in a test flight kind of why I like this plane so much. We're going to equip the ground target belts, the 4 secondary machine guns, and I'll throw the real difficulty to realistic, and I'm going to increase I'll keep it at 600. I kind of like a longer convergence than the norm, but I'm going to keep it at 600 for right now. And I'll show you guys in a test flight just how awesome this guy is. I like this plane because it's an attacker, but it's also, it's got a base of the P-51, so it's a little bit more nimble than your typical attacker aircraft in War Thunder. It's also very low, like tier, so it's pretty easy to get to. The US planes are a pretty easy grind, in my opinion. It's not, the most incredible, like, dogfighter or anything, but if in a pinch, you're not going to be struggling too much with escaping. And it's a lot faster than stuff like the IL-2 in the Russian tree, which is another attacker at about 3.0 battle rating. But the IL-2 does have a lot more ordnance and armor, but this thing has a lot of options you can do with it. So I really like this plane a lot. All right, so we're coming up on this vehicle now. I'm not going to be able to destroy the tank, but this vehicle should be a pretty quick destruction. I mean, look at how many shots we fire out at once. Like, and look how much ammo we have. We have over 3,000 rounds of ammunition and over like 10 different guns. I mean, this thing is just insane. Like, look at that. We can just, I wonder if I put tracers on, if I could make it even more insane. So I'm going to come back to the recording and see if I can show you guys what it looks like with tracers, just to see how many bullets are like coming out at once, because it's pretty awesome. Okay, so we're back in the test flight, and I've actually equipped the tracer belts for my 50 cal, so hopefully you guys are going to be able to see just how much like firepower this thing has. Like 10 50 cals is a lot. Like anything you're shooting at is pretty much going to go away if you've got the right belts. Tracer belts aren't that great, but like just look at how much like we just shoot out. It's like insane. Like it's one of the most like one of the planes with the most like 50 cals you're going to be able to find at this BR. I want to say like later you can get the twin Mustang, the F-82, that has like 14 50 cals, but like in the regular tree at rank 2, like the firepower you have on this thing is just absolutely insane. Like look at just how much like we just kind of melt anything that's going to get in front of us. But in actual games, I like to use, ground targets or something a little bit more dangerous than the tracer belts, but for effect, I mean, that's just so much fun. All right, so I'm actually going to hop into a game with the A-36 now and kind of show you guys why I like it. I mean, you're not going to do much dogfighting with it, but it is a great little attacker plane, and I think it does a great job at that. So I just got into a game on El Alamein. I don't know if you can see my pointer in the recording, but this is one of my favorite maps for the A-36, just because there are tons of soft ground targets, lots of like howitzers and armored cars to destroy, and since you get an air spawn, you can kind of just head out as fast as you can and try and get some of that. You can actually play the A-36 as a little bit of an interceptor, but I recommend taking the gun pods off if you're going to do that. And it's not quite as effective, but you can do it. So if that's something you like, you can do that as well. But I'm going to go straight for the howitzers, and it looks like we got a bit of an up tier because I see a B-25 and a SM-91. I want to say those are 3.7 or 4.0, which is unfortunate. I think we're in a 3.7 game, because this is only 3.0, so that means there's going to be stuff that's significantly faster than me, which is pretty annoying because this thing doesn't do great in dogfights, but it does exactly what it's supposed to. It goes in, hits ground targets, and then goes out if you do things nicely. But as you can see, we're way ahead of the team. We're almost at 600 kilometers an hour. Like, that's the one benefit this thing has. It is fast. Like, for a ground attacker at this BR, with the air spawn, you're going to hit the ground targets before anybody else. Almost guaranteed, unless the enemy team has, an equally speedy attacker, which it looks like they may have one right over there. But it should be fine. That's the other thing too. Like, this thing can usually outturn most attackers at this BR, especially stuff like IL-2s, just because those things are pretty slow, pretty kind of like, yeah, it looks like it's IL-2s, but just one burst pretty much is enough to take out these ground targets. We can go, I missed that, but yeah, I'm gonna leave those guys alone for right now. I don't want to deal with the IL-2s. I think they don't want to deal with me either. Just kind of send a few shots, get that AA. And you can just basically just go down the line, hitting ground targets, and it's pretty much all you need. You'll get good score pretty quickly. I mean, I'm already at 300. That'll probably bring us up to 400 right there. Yeah. So, I mean, as long as you get to the targets before the enemy fighters arrive, like, you're in really good shape. That IL-2 is coming for us, which is annoying because I don't want to deal with that right now, and that thing has got really nasty cannons, but this thing can sometimes win head-ons, not too often, especially not against stuff like IL-2s, but I think we crit him, so we should be okay. And as you see, we didn't take any damage. I mean, this thing's gun volume is just insane. And you can actually destroy light pillboxes. Takes a couple bursts, but yeah, as you can see, we handled that nicely, and I may try and go for the other IL-2, actually. That one is still on my tail, but we should be fine. The speed of the A-36 is much, much higher than the IL-2. And hopefully our fighters are starting to arrive, which is good. Yeah, that J-21, hopefully going to help me out. Let's see if we can do a little bit to this IL-2 before we have to go back to base. I just missed every shot. Wow. Okay. All right, we crit him. And there we go. We got the kill. So yeah, as you can see, I mean, this thing just, it's a great attacker. It's great at clearing out enemy attackers that show up. Let's see if we can get the last IL-2 too. Yeah, my aim is not great. It's a little inaccurate, but that's okay. There's something on me, I think, which is, all right, we're out of ammo. Yeah, okay. That was unfortunate. What killed me? Was it it was the BF-109s and a Yak-1, 2 fighters on my tail. Nothing much we could do, but 2,000 score, 1 plane kill, 7 ground targets, that's going to get me a sizable chunk of research at the end of the game. So I'm going to hop ahead into another game real quick, and I'll see if we have another good run with the A-36. Okay, so we are back on Corson, and this looks like another great map for striking some ground targets. I mean, we got all sorts of soft targets down to the south here, and that's perfect because with air spawn, we're going to be able to get there ideally well before their fighters do, and it's farther away from like their base, I believe. If I go this way, yeah. So ideally, we just go straight down the line over there, We get there before the fighters do, and we, just get some ground target kills. Our team's A-36, the other guy over there, he's probably going to get to those ground targets first, but I think that's fine. I mean, their fighters are going to end up closer to there anyways. Usually not too many people go this far down straight away unless they're playing an attacker, just because that's not really where the enemy fighters are going to end up. So I'm going to do that because I want ground target kills and I don't want to die. So that's my goal there. And the trick for attacking like lines of stuff like this is you've got to take out the AA first. It's not super dangerous in a single like set of AA guns, but with so many of them on the line, your plane's going to get ripped apart if you're not careful. So my recommendation on maps like this is try and focus some of the anti-air first, before having to worry about the machine guns and stuff, just because you can clear those out later. And really you just want to gather score and protect yourself, right? So as you can see, there are already a ton of them shooting at me. I'll send out a few just bursts first. I'm not going to hit any of them, obviously. I think I was too far away, and I'm getting blocked by trees. Okay, well, that was a terrible approach on my part. I really should have done a better job there, but I should be able to just come around here, get a little bit there. Yeah. We got so much ammunition anyways, so it's kind of just free reign over here on these ground targets, and most of them will go down pretty quick if we have good aim. I missed there, that's fine. So I'll go for this artillery next. Just a quick burst there and it's gone. Sometimes I waste ammo because I don't even realize that I've destroyed the target. Yeah, but I mean, look at this. It's just easy pickings. Like, we escaped all the enemy fighters, and now we just get to kill all the ground targets we want. And really, it's going to help our team out, right? Because they are going to need the tickets, and we're going to get a ton of score out of doing it. Let's see if we can't. Okay, so we missed that J-36, but this Yak-1 is heading our way. And we got shot from something from the side, but we're going to take out the Yak-1, and that's about it. But there were too many fighters there for us to do anything. But like before, we've already got 6 ground targets, 1 air target. That's 1,400 score right off the bat. Like, the A-36, you're not going to live a long time, but you're going to go in, get a ton of score, and go out. And usually you need a kill and a good amount of ground targets. Like, I'm also not the best player at this game, right? Like, as you can see, I'm not super far in my tech trees or anything. I have a lot to learn about flying. So much of this is unresearched, but for a low kind of tier player, the A-36 is one of my favorite planes. I think it's really good for farming out of a lot of rank 2 and clearing out a little bit of rank 1. The A-20 I've heard is also really fun. I don't play that myself, but the A-36 is it's definitely a good time. Okay, so we're back. As you can see, it's another map with a lot of soft ground targets, so all we got to do is go back in with the ground target belts, and we should be fine. I think if we go for A is probably the best move, because that puts us right near our forward air base, which I don't think has defensive AA, but it should be okay. And this is a good map, especially for the A-36, because it's got a lot of ground targets that are very instrumental to capturing these points. So taking this bad boy out and going to hit those ground targets will be helpful. It looks like that A-36 over there may be trying to do that little interceptor strategy. If you take the gun pods, you can use the air spawn to go hunt bombers. It can work. It's a little bit difficult because the A-36 climb rate isn't the best. It's not a high altitude plane, right? It was designed from a P-51 to become a ground attacker, so it's a little heavier, but it does have that air spawn, which is really nice. And if your team doesn't have a P-38, which doesn't look like we do, you can definitely fill the role of a kind of middle altitude interceptor, or you can use that to have a climb advantage over enemy fighters. But if you're fighting against Germany, the Bf-109s, they can climb insanely. If you fight against the Brits, you know, Spitfires, so you do have to watch out for that. I really think it just does its best role as an attacker. Kind of go in, go out. If you die, you know, hop into another game. It's not really about like staying alive and killing as much as you can. It's about doing, you know, the research. Obviously, it is better if you can stay alive longer. It helps the team out more. But if you can get a good amount of score, you know, from getting a lot of ground target kills, getting a lot of an enemy plane kill, that's going to help the team out too. So let's start by just trying to kill one of these pillboxes. Hopefully no fighters come our way soon. The A-36 is best, you know, if it can just kill stuff kind of by itself. And then, I mean, if you do, like, you're in business. Like, if you get a chance to have a game where there's no enemy planes on you and you kind of just have fun killing ground targets, I mean, that's just the best. Like, you'll get so much score, you'll get so much research, you'll get a lot of silver lions at the end. So I think for low tier US, I think the A-36 is one of the best, like, grinders in the game. I miss that AA. But this thing, it's also, like, not too intense, right? Like, if you play a fighter, you have to kind of deal with dog fighting and you know, climbing a ton. But the A-36, you can kind of just turn your brain off a little bit, hop into a plane with a lot of firepower, and just, you know, shoot stuff down. Or not shoot stuff down, because you're not shooting anything down, you're just taking out ground targets. But you know what I mean. So I keep missing ground targets, but that's okay. There you go. We'll take out that artillery. Take out this one. Yeah. All right. So there, all the enemy fighters are over there. So what I'm probably going to do is make my way back once I hit a few more targets. You know, we're already at 1,000 score almost, 930 something. We just take out a pillbox or two. You know, we'll get the score we need, right? That's not something I have to worry about. Yeah, there we go. Another pillbox. It didn't looks like I didn't kill that one, but I want to get out of here before fighters arrive. That Spitfire's going for the A-20, it looks like. So maybe I'll get a little greedy and go for one more. I'll throw combat flaps on to make that turn a little easier. But I'll go for one more ground target just to treat myself, I think. And then we will haul our way back to base, which is kind of the move in the A-36. Like, if you notice, like, fighters kind of getting close, and you have the foresight to avoid it, get out of there. I did not do it the last games, as you can see. I got way too greedy with the ground targets, and, you know, the enemy planes came and ripped me up. But, you know, if you're noticing that happening, like, just go out. Like, I still have ammo left, so in an emergency, I can still fight. This Italian bomber, it looks like, is here. Let's help the team out and just, we can, you know, get that kill a little bit. And now we just got to go back and repair, rearm. Looks like the airfield's, oh, it's right here, and I totally did not prepare to land, but that's okay. You know why? Because the A-36 slows down pretty fast because it's so heavy. I mean, not because it's so heavy, but because, like, it's got a lot of drag with the gun pods. So usually, you know, you can do a couple maneuvers and slow yourself down right before you land. I gotta be careful that gear comes out a little bit slow, but yeah, once you land, you know, just rearm and use the gun pods to slow yourself down, throw on the landing flaps. Yeah, it's pretty much it, you know. When you do have a good game in the A-36, we broke our propeller, and it looks like I'm about to get runway strafed by the J-21, which is awesome. That's so much fun. I love when that happens. Okay, so yeah, that is unfortunate. You know, we were at the Ford Airfield. Getting runway strafed is super lame by the enemy team. It's really annoying, but even so, you know, we had a good game. 8 ground targets, 1 plane kill, and that could have been a much better game if we didn't get runway strafed. But it's fine, you know, we'll head back to the hangar and probably wrap this up. You know, like, games with the A-36 are pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of fancy flying you have to do. It's kind of go straight to the ground targets, destroy them. If there's an enemy attacker, enemy bomber that's low altitude, you get that kill. Like, that is yours. If you see a fighter, I mean, ideally get out of there before they arrive. Otherwise, just head them on. I think this is a great low rank attacker. It's really simple to play. It does great for researching your way through rank 2 if you don't love the other planes here. I think the P40 and the P38 are other really good rank 2 planes. But it's a great way to help you break into rank 3 if you need that. So yeah, the A-36, it's a great 3.0, and I really enjoy it. If you guys want to see more War Thunder content, maybe with some more like fighters, because you know they tend to be a little bit more exciting for content. But yeah, just let me know. My US line is pretty good. I also have my Germany, where I have the early jet. I have a little bit in Great Britain. I have a couple Spitfires. My Russians, I have the IL-2 and some tanks. For Japan, I have the Japanese Corsair, which is a premium plane that I really like. And then I've got a little bit in Sweden and a little bit in Italy, but not too much. But yeah, if you guys want to see more War Thunder, let me know. If you have any particular... Oops, I didn't put that on there. It looks like it lagged over from the Corsair. That's really strange. All right, it's duplicating on all my planes for some reason. But yeah, so if you guys want to see more War Thunder in the future, let me know in the comments. I'll probably make one anyways, even if you guys don't say anything. But if you have any preferences for like what I should play, let me know. I don't have everything, but I'll try and pick something out if you guys have anything you want to see specifically. But yeah, that was the A-36. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much.